just cursed. I didn't. And we should be back. Sorry for that little blip. It seems YouTube had an issue with the broadcast, but we are back right now, and we're just gonna pick up where we left off from. Little bit of insight. You know, you were saying about how play styles and everything else kind of changes, you know, between players, and it has to be the two players that suit each other's game style the most, right?
Yeah, exactly that. And just before we continue, this game that we're currently seeing between Ireland and Bulgaria is a friendly. So, like, there's nothing to worry about. We're just here. We're waiting until 5 o'clock until the game kicks off. But as I was saying, yeah, so the two boys, they wouldn't play the exact same way, but they'd play more so likely to each other than I would to either of them. And sometimes it's beneficial to have that element of, you know, my play style implementing with theirs. But for the time being, they qualified, the two lads did, for playoffs, the two of them against Croatia. We won 2-1, and again we beat Scotland 2-1. That was the two boys that played, and I took on more of a coaching role. But at the end of the day, it's the three of us that are players, and I'll do my part where I can, even if I'm not playing, because at the end of the day, I just want to get to the LAN event. If we can get past the playoffs, out of the group of death, and make it to the FIFA eNations Cup, you know, wherever that may be. Exactly. So that's the end goal, regardless of how much game time I get personally.
Yeah, no, fantastic, and it just goes to show as well. Interested to know, X, is everyone in this kind of Irish scene? They're all quite friendly, right? You're all mates. Like you all kind of play against each other on a regular basis, right? Practicing, or is it kind of of each other kind of thing? You're not really don't really interact outside of it, or are you all kind of close?
So the E-League of Ireland helped out with that tremendously. Because there was a few new faces, the likes of Owen Mulligan, who I'd probably never really have conversed with. But now things have just kind of blossomed on.
Brilliant.
From that. And it's great that, you know, the Irish community is becoming more one now than it was before, because of how opened the whole landscape has been, because of, you know, Football Ireland, and also then with the likes of Epic Global as an agency coming in and helping organise big events within Dublin.
Fantastic work from them. Massive shout out to Epic Global as well, for making it happen. And I genuinely believe that they're going to see this blossom into something amazing, you know, like you said, with the likes of Owen there, you know, he never really communicated with him. All of a sudden everyone is at a LAN event, and I've seen it myself, X, you know, I've been at, you know, Creator Cups. I went to ePrem last year, and without speaking to the majority of people, I'm relatively new to the scene, and now all of a sudden, you know, you're interacting with him on Twitter, you're going to events with him, and it is fantastic, and it can only be good for the scene as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. Social networking itself within esports. Esports is a community-based project along every
Yeah.
kind of side, and then when it gets big enough and communities become large enough in themselves individually, but also together, then sponsors get involved, and then things not only become a hobby, but they also become something that can generate a source of income.
Yeah.
And that's always going to be the goal for not only myself, but what I want in the Irish landscape, because it's just a huge passion of mine for the last 5 years. I've done
Yeah.
full-time jobs, and still, I used to work from 8 till 4, then I'd stream 6 till 11 and make videos from 11 till 1, and then go to work the next day.
Yeah.
I did that for 3 years, before then Jesse Lingard came in, and that was when I was able to go full-time in FIFA. So
was it a knock on the door, or was it like a phone call from Jay Lings? Because that's magic, just thinking about that, because I'm new to the FIFA scene. I was like, did he just rock up to your door and be like, I like your stuff?
I wish. Now, obviously, if Trev Keane is massively involved with Jay Lings and Jesse Lingard, within like Epic Global in total now. So he was the one that came knocking at the door and said they want you involved. So I was glad once again, like a shout out to Epic Global for making that happen for me. And it's been years now that I've worked with Trev. And again, another reason why I always say social networking is so important within esports, because if you can build good relationships with people that are in the know, well then that makes you have a little bit more of an advantage going forward. So I'm a lucky man at the end of the day, but also I have worked very hard for the opportunities that I have got.
I'm a firm believer in you create your own luck, right? And you create your own luck by creating your own opportunities and putting in the groundwork, and your work rate has been phenomenal. Since I've come into the scene, I've been following you, been in your streams, I've been looking at your YouTube videos, and the work rate is just phenomenal, and it will pay off, and it is a case of not a matter of how long, it's just a matter of when, and it will happen. In terms of the scene as well in Ireland, in terms of when we're going to see this scene blow up in Ireland and really give it the knowance of what it is, because I feel like even my family back home, I'm doing these types of things with events and FIFA and esports, and they're oblivious to it, because it's not really out there yet, is it? I feel like this is it's a monster that's been waiting to be released in our country, and I think it's only a matter of time, and this year was a massive step in that direction. So fair play to everyone who's made it happen and who's pulled it off.
Yeah, and hopefully that there was a lot of people invited, say brands and sponsorships to the event.
Yeah,
I hope they had a great time, even if their relationship ceased to follow on from the event. Once they enjoyed themselves and tell people about it, at the very least, word of mouth is a great thing in itself. So hopefully, regardless if anything does happen between them brands and sponsorships for the esports in Ireland, if people enjoyed themselves and tell other people about it, then God knows how many more people will
Job
be
done.
interested.
Absolutely. Can I just ask you example, because I wasn't really that tuned in kind of the process of the E-League of Ireland until kind of I was asked to get involved in it. Obviously, I live away from home, so it's kind of difficult for me to keep up with stuff back home. But in terms of the process of choosing the players, were they kind of handpicked players, or did they have to go through a process to get in there, like a qualifying like they do with EPREM, or what way does that work?
So there wasn't specifically, no. I think a few clubs may have ran a sort of qualifier, but again, we're still very new in Ireland. So,
see, that's what I mean. It's my next point was going to be the fact that more people are going to know about it now, and it may actually lead into some bigger events like qualifying, like the qualifiers do, like the likes of EPREM and stuff like that. So that in itself, again, is going to bring more exposure. It's going to bring more competitiveness, and we're going to find a lot more players in the country as well from it, right?
Yeah, and that's the hope, not only interest, but also then competitors and people like yourself, talented casters and producers, just more people that want to try and get involved regardless of what their background was previous, whether it be from fans to camera crews to media partners. So yeah, hopefully that's the start of it. Obviously, more players would be amazing, because there's definitely some room there. There's a bit of a niche for players. Myself, obviously, Welly, Tyrone, Ranners has always been there too. There's always been a decent high standard for, we'll say
there
8
has,
to 12
there really has, there really has though. That's the thing. Like, there actually is a really high standard in Ireland for FIFA players, and people don't realize it because we've never been able to showcase it correctly, right?
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, we need to start, building on up and comers then as well. That's kind of the plan going forward. But
Sorry. They nearly scored.
No, you're grand.
Yeah, no, that was very impressive.
I'm still
That was
watching the
really
FIFA here.
impressive. Yeah, that was really impressive. That and you know, okay, moving on to that. Sorry to move on, but that is all fantastic and everything that
One thing I'll
you said
say
is
before we
completely
go
true.
on though is
Go on,
because I'm new to the FIFA scene completely. I didn't know there was a FIFA scene, and I kind of got brought in as just a producer, and I ended up doing the casting as well. I've done a bit before for the Welsh League, but coming into this, I didn't realize how big and how close knit the community is here and how big it is. I honestly expected like maybe 5 or 6 players, and then they handed me the standings. I was like, there's like more than 12 lads in here. Where is this kind of crept in? And now I'm looking back because I live right beside the Arklow Town football pitch here. I'm like, I wonder if I can get one of the Arklow Town lads in on this next time. That'd be a bit of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like we said, it's definitely going to grow and get bigger. And like X said, look, the more we do, the better we are. The bigger we are, the more we can give to these players in terms of exposure and in terms of opportunities as well. And you know, X, people will be looking at you as the prime. Sorry for the pun. Example of you know what they can aim for. You know, you being a full-time FIFA player, so to speak. That's the dream for these lads. You know, the lads that are putting in the hours. And I know we have a couple of more as well there. I think I'm fairly sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Tyrone and Welly are full-time as well. No.
I'm actually not entirely sure what the lads are doing. As far as I'm aware, Welly has just finished his degree, so hopefully he gets the right results in his exams for that.
Yeah.
And I'm not entirely sure what Tyrone does. I know he loves his hurling anyway.
Okay, right.
I am going to have to leg it shortly. I'll just give you a little bit of information. We're playing against Spain next.
Yeah.
And I'd imagine the players picked for Spain are Neat and Andoni. Andoni is the current E-Club World Cup champion. So that was a 2 versus 2 tournament. And I think he took home a nice $200,000 in and around, well, split between the team, of course, for that event. So once again, another very difficult game to play.
Yeah.
And Neat, who won the E La Liga back-to-back. This year he didn't win it, but he still finished top 8. So like
really good players.
The standard we're playing here, it is the group of death, and we are definitely the underdogs. But
we're in 4th at the moment, though.
Yeah, after one game,
the goal difference is holding us in.
Yeah, I do see that.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to seeing what the game is like now, and the lads are definitely up for it. And I, regardless of the result against Portugal, I think the lads did play very well, and hopefully they can go on now and get a few points.
X, are you itching to get in at some point? You must be like as well. I know you said you're happy with the culture, although you must be wanting to get on the sticks as well, right?
Get me on the sticks when we're at the LAN event. If the 2 lads can get us there, you know, like the only thing on my mind is making it to the FIFA eNations Cup, because
any means necessary.
I'll never be selfish in this sport, wise, because we all want to make it just as much as each other. Whatever way is best to make it, we're gonna do it. But I'll have to leave you.
Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. X, feel free to join in again when you're free. Love the insight, love talking to you, and absolute pleasure, sir.
Cheers, man.
Have a good one.
Example there coming in to give us some insight in the pros and how the pros think and work. And I think if you're to take anything from that, is to take the fact that these boys like do their homework. He knows exactly who they're playing against, what they've won, how much they've won, you know, where they're from. It's the homework that goes into these games and these events is phenomenal. Yeah,
and just sitting back and being the coach and not being selfish is something I really want to kind of hammer home, is that so many players out there want to be in the limelight always.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really, really good mentality to have as a player, to go, look, our best chance with the 2 boys, I can sit back, I can keep the morale up, I can keep the vibes up, and I can make sure they're at their best. And that's something that I think every player should be able to strive for in the future, is to just be able to sit back and go, I can help other people get to where I want to be. Yeah, absolutely. And again, you know, having younger players or any sort of players from Ireland looking at this, they're thinking this could be me, and it can, you know, if you put in the work. We've seen the work rate of these pros, these players, the homework they do, but you cannot get there without the hard work, and these guys are living, breathing proof of that. Yeah. So, how do you feel about our chances going in after hearing all the insight? Are you
look
hopeful?
I'm very hopeful. Hope is the hope that kills you, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
But no, look, I know, again, as X said, these 2 boys, they know how to play. Welly and Tyrone, I know them in the scene. I know Example in the scene. I know all these boys. It is a case of it's high elite of the elite level FIFA, and having known the game, not the players, it's tough, man. all it could take is one bad bounce back or one lapse in concentration that can cost you these games. So listen, I have no doubt these boys are good enough to be at these LAN events and to get through these group stages. However, I've said it before, right? With the game of FIFA, it could just be an off game, or you could have an off day even, which would be absolutely crucial in these times of the group stage. So, you know, I don't for one second doubt the ability of these players. I think these guys are up there with the level of players that they're playing against. It just comes down to how the gameplay is, how the server is. You know, all of these things become a factor, and listen, I'm definitely hoping, but I'm pretty confident these guys can get it done. I really am.
Yeah, waiting for them to jump in now. We are going to Paris for this one, and I'm starting to think in the back of my head that like I have a lot of belief in the two boys. I really think they can do, and with example behind them, I think I could even play at that level if I had example behind me. I think he is just of that caliber, but this group of death, it's just looming over us like a dark cloud at this stage. And we're from Ireland, we know what a dark cloud looks like. We're used to the rain. But if we can get through this and weather the storm and pick up one game, even one win could be the difference between us qualifying and not qualifying. And I think it all comes down to just taking points off one of the big guys and then going from there.
Listen, each game has to come, like we said, that has to be the mentality, and they've done their homework. They're ready. They know the players they're playing against, and I guarantee you as well, I know the likes of example, Tyrone and Welly would have been looking at the gameplay of every single duo in this competition thinking, okay, we can exploit them here, we can exploit them there. This is where they like to attack, so we have to cover here, and I've no doubt they've done their homework, so I'd say they're feeling pretty confident themselves going into this, you know, and at this level as well, you know, you can beat anyone on your day. You really can, and they're all on a similar level, you know. I genuinely think the only real difference between some people and world champions is their mentality and how they deal with the in-game emotions. And if we can keep that together, I think we have a right chance here.
Yeah, really looking forward to seeing what they can do with this one. As we do keep an eye on the standings, I'm constantly refreshing them to see what the story is with those, and it's looking like Germany, they look like the strongest team in it so far. The 3 goals for them, 1 against them. On the other hand, it was Portugal that went 1-0. So they only got the 1 goal. So that kind of like gives me a little bit of hope then that they might maybe draw a game or two and the goal difference might come true then as well. Spain, this will be their first match. So they've had plenty of time to prep. They've watched the previous match. They know what's going on. The Netherlands, that could be a team we could beat. If they lost 3-1 to Germany, there's a chance we can take them. If everyone can beat Netherlands and we even take a draw, goal difference alone might get us through it. So I'm always the stat man looking at stats.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. Just so the people know at home, say, or how many people do qualify for the group?
4 out of 5.
So 4 out of 5. So the aim is to just not come bottom, right?
Exactly. Just as long as we can get through to the second stage, we'll be flying it. And then we'll be busy once again Saturday and Sunday if you're around for some more, if we make it all the way. And then I'll be here anyway. I won't be going anywhere. And then...
Unfortunately, I won't be here. I'm actually up at Carrow Road commentating this weekend for a charity game, but I'll definitely be about as much as I can because I love these events, and again, it's an honor to be here at national stage at any, like I said, at any type of sport or esport or any event commentating over your country. It's very patriotic for me, so it is fantastic, and I get to watch FIFA. It's fantastic instead of playing it, because playing it makes my blood pressure go up really, really high.
I saw some highlights as well. How'd the ankle feeling today? Because I saw that pop.
I'm still crippled. I'm absolutely I nearly snapped my ankle during a charity game, and hence why I'm presenting and hosting some of them now instead of playing in them. But yeah, no, it was fantastic. Listen, I always try and get involved in charity games. It's fantastic. It's for a great cause, and what better way to do it than get all of these content creators together and be able to put on a show and get donations and have your communities all chip in. It's fantastic. It's absolutely incredible. Definitely need to do one in Ireland soon. 100%.
Charity match in Ireland, you versus Gara, is it?
It could be. Do you know what? Honestly, it would be amazing. Maybe something to put in the diary and at the back of our minds, maybe for future plans. Hopefully, we can get something done. I'll definitely love to be involved in it. And if anyone is looking at doing it, definitely shout me, and I'll try to get involved as much as I can in terms of organising it too. I know definitely Example and the boys will be up for that as well. But yeah, absolutely brilliant. Brilliant causes, and I did. Yeah, I'm recovering, but I still can't really run on it. It's a killer. It's an absolute killer. Freak accident as well. Like I was just turning, and my ankle just gave way, and you know my community say I'm made of glass, and they're not wrong. They're absolutely not wrong. I tore both my hamstrings about 3 months ago, and now I've nearly broke my ankle. So I think it's time to hang him up. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't say so. Like I got a bad injury when I came back, and it took me out for a year. And I went back and played some Sunday League stuff, and we ended up winning in one of the Sunday leagues. And it wasn't great. I'm not gonna lie, the injury wasn't great, and it did stop me going for some 50-50s. But I honestly feel like as long as I kept it up, my fitness will stay up, and I'd be happier just staying fit more than anything else.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it, and it's all for a bit of fun as well. And it's great for your mental as well, you know.
Well, it depends on who you're playing with. Some of the lads are a bit tough to play with. They'll absolutely hammer you for every missed opportunity. Like there's nothing worse than stepping up for a penalty and they're going to absolutely body you off it. Like.
Absolutely. I missed a penalty in a penalty shootout in the semi-final of the cup this year, which knocked us out. So a little bit of PTSD of the penalties there, Seder. Thanks for reminding me. But it looks like we are ready. It looks like we're ready to get into our game. It is Ireland versus Spain, eNations. Here we go. Seder, we got to get something here, right?
Yeah, this is the one. This is the big one, and with one of the champions on the side of Spain. Now we can't forget that. But here comes the lineups for the teams. Bellingham's in there. Rashford's on the left wing as well. Oh no, they have a couple of Man United players in there, so have to keep an eye on Spain with those. But do have the lovely green coming through for the lads now, and that'll give us some luck.
Yeah, absolutely. We kick off here. Ireland getting us underway, and we're seeing some early possession outside of the boot. Trivella keeping it at the back. Kind of, again, same sort of system as what we've seen in the E-League of Ireland. Really, these players are going to feel each other out. They're going to see what they're about. Ooh. And, especially 2v2, Sarah, it's a good point to make that there probably will be more or less on every team, probably a weaker of the two as we get an early shot. The attack is still on and it goes out for a corner. But yeah, there may be like a weaker of the two, or one player may be better than the other. Is it a case of trying to target them players, I wonder? Or is it a case of we just got to worry about ourselves?
Got to worry about ourselves right now. Just take the shot, and that's 2 shots already on target for Ireland. And that's what we want to see. Opportunities. As long as you keep getting those opportunities, you will land something. Doesn't matter. Just keep throwing them at them. The keeper will eventually miss one of them. And it's a good start for Ireland. That's what we wanted to see.
Yeah, fantastic start. 2 early shots on target. A little bit of confidence going as well, and it'll give them a lot of confidence going forward, knowing that they were able to get that little gap and that opportunity. We're seeing a German ball here, and that's going to be a long day if they're going to be spamming them all game. Again, we see a bounce back and a reverse Trivella. And Spain have taken an early lead. And again, Sater, I said it comes down to it sometimes, where sometimes it's like a reverse or a bounce back. You know, we've seen a bounce back there from a tackle that just landed at the feet of Spain, and he ends up working his way in with Mbappe, that team of the year Mbappe as well. Fantastic card. And reverse Elastico, rather. I said reverse Trivella, my bad. Apologies for that. A reverse Elastico creates the space, and he buries it. 1-0 Spain. After such a good, bright start, they'll be very, very good to concede that goal.
Yeah, but keep the mental strong. He's had some good opportunities, and you opened up their defence. Just keep that going. Keep opening up the defence, and you'll find something as they are mounting another attack and just get cut out. But the passes were there. The opportunity was landing. Just a couple more passes, a couple more chances like that, and they will land something. Keep the defence up, though. Don't let them bounce back again.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. I said reverse Trivella. Oh, dear Lord. I'm sorry. It's been a long week, lads. Allow it.
Owen's giving you abuse in the chat for that one.
He's not going to let me live that one down. Yeah, look, like I said, I think Ireland are in control here. You know, it looks very much as though, little heel the ball roll there and a step over. Trying to find that space, just can't get past this very stubborn Spanish defense at the minute. And it looks as though Spain are they're going for like the more counter-attack option here. You know, Ireland are being let have a lot of possession, and Spain's slowing it down now as well, trying to take control. I think that's what they need to do. Ireland have been on the front foot, and a little bit against the run of play really in the opening minutes that they've scored, and We're seeing a lot of lovely cross balls here as well, trying to find a space down the side. You know, it's going to be interesting to see if we see a lot of end line cutbacks as well. We know that's the meta this year, and I haven't seen too many of them in, especially in the friendly that we played as well against Bulgaria just now. Not too much going on in that game, but yeah, Ireland, we have a good little system here, trying to work it into the middle and then find the feet of our strikers so that we can find a space to try to get a shot off. But Spain are doing really well now, sniffing the danger out nice and quick, closing that gap, and stealing the ball off us before we can do it.
Yeah, a great bit of defense there, but more opportunities opening up now for Spain, and they're trying to get people up over the front. They're trying to get the ball over the top, but it's not going to quite work out for them yet. But some good pass and play will get them in a good position here. The header is up, and it's another one. Rashford in the air is lethal at this stage.
Wow.
And yeah, that was a great ball. The defender just not quick enough to read it.
Yeah, that's a sucker punch. Again, we see Spain being very good in attack and puts that ball in for Rashford, and that's going to be a sucker punch, really, you know, after controlling the game for so long. But this is where it comes into it, Sater. This is what we're talking about, the mentality. You know, they've worked the ball really well. They've been on the front foot. They've created a couple of half chances. You know, they need to stay focused now and not let this game get too far away from them, because they're definitely in this as long as there's only 2 goals.
Yeah, and they can always bring it back. It's the first half. There's still plenty of time to play with. There's still more momentum to be built up, and they had a good momentum building, but that will be a sucker punch, as you said, as another one will be coming through. They will be trying to get the short pass in. It will be cut out by the defence. Does need to get it out from the box, though, and he does manage to find the player there. That's wonderful stuff. They got it out. That's all that matters. You can play back from this now, find some space, but the defence, it's so good on an interception.
Yeah, they're very good at reading the play, and they're making the players step up in front of the ball to try and intercept it, and they've done that very well. I think we're seeing a little bit of panicky play from Ireland at the minute. You know, trying to get the ball forward very quickly, whereas we were trying to build it up nice and slow before. A little bit more of a rush now to get the ball forward to try and cut the deficit to 1. And everything's going through Hullet in that middle and out wide. Playing it back into the middle to try open up them gaps in between the midfield and defense to try and get past that press. And you know, Spain are playing very stubborn right now. You can see there they have the middle flooded with players, and they're both jockeying, covering the player forward, trying to cut that pass out in between the lines. And we do get a little bit of success here. I thought he was going to stay going there, but decided to give it to Mbappe. And again, Spain sniff it out.
Good interception there from Ireland to take that one back, and they will get another great through ball. This could be a great opportunity. Just gets cut out right at the end.
Fantastic defending again. You know, he tried that ball roll scoop to try and create that space to get the shot away, and it was very well read by Spain. And yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a very tough day at the office here to try and get a goal against the Spanish defense. Very stubborn.
Yeah, and how do you feel about the lineups from the teams here? Are these teams that you would be running going into your FUT champs if you could get them, or is it something a little bit different than what you've seen usually?
Oh no, yeah, this is the top. These are what this is why these players, you know, spend so much money on the FIFA points to build their team to be the best that they can. And unfortunately, my team is not as good as these teams. I wish I could pack and buy these players, but definitely don't have the facilities for that. But yeah, if you're talking about, you know, the meta highest level players in the game, the players that you want to be using at these events, these teams are absolutely stacked with them. You know, a very tall, good body build, and quick going forward then as well. 5-star skills, so you could create them opportunities, which we've seen with Mbappe for Spain in the box as well. The reverse Elastico, not Travella. To create that opportunity. And yeah, these are the players that you're going to want to be using on your ultimate team 100%. Half time now, and 2-0, 2 chances from Spain, 2 goals, very clinical and very well worked as well. You can take nothing away from them, but I feel like Ireland have had the majority of the ball, and they've been kind of more on the front foot, you know, trying to create these opportunities. Yeah, I think so. But you know, this game, you have to take your chances, and you have to be able to create them chances. And I feel like we just haven't created that one opportunity to try and get a goal back. We're going to need an early goal here in the second half.
Yeah, they need to be off the mark very quickly here to bring something back. And going up against world champions, you kind of have them as the underdogs here, but we do love an underdog story in Ireland. Kind of always has been an underdog story, but maybe in FIFA we could become that big team. We could become those stars, and then we'll see more and more potential coming through for the future. Because I think everyone has played FIFA when they were growing up. Everyone's played a little bit of it, and I think that it's the players that stick to it and start to make content and start to learn from the best, with the likes, for example, Gara, Owen, and the players that we have coming through. I think there's a lot more available for us in the future with more eNations Cups, but right now, in front of us, we have a big team. We have Spain, a lot to work with within this group as well, because some great players, but Ireland in control, looking better than they did in the first game for sure, but just with those 2 opportunities come for Spain, they will take them every time.
Yeah, absolutely. They're trying to work something here now as well with that driven pass, trying to find a feet of the striker, but getting cut out yet again. And I think they just need to be a little bit more patient in them positions. You know, I feel like we're trying to go forward a little bit too quickly when we get the ball into the middle. We're not waiting for the gaps to open up. Who am I to give any advice? But it just looks like it from looking at from the outside, not having to concentrate and worry about the play. You know, you're not looking at things 100 miles an hour trying to make decisions. It may be a little bit easier to see, but yeah, we're working the ball well, getting forward. But when we're getting into them positions, we seem a little bit rushed. You know, take a minute, you know, play an extra pass maybe, and that gap may just open up for us to be able to get in and score a goal that we need, and we do need it soon.
Yeah, as we do see some great play down on the wing here, but the ball does go out and it will go back to Spain. If they can get this back now and start to pick up the pace just a little bit, put some more pressure on the Spanish players here, because 2 Spanish lads, they're comfortable right now with a 2-goal lead. If we can get one back, that'll start to put more and more pressure on. We gotta kind of get that mental edge, get that ability back. Is there on another attack here? They're doing some trickery, bit of fool. Oh, it is cut out there. Varane saving us there right on the touch, and yeah, it's gonna get scarier and scarier as the game goes on. But we just need to see them do a little bit better on that space building and space taking.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, really well timed interception there in the box, and critical as well. That was going to be 3-0 and game over. But great work again by the Spanish. You know, Rashford down that side. Fantastic card this year with the team of the season. We do get it into our striker's feet this time. Can we work a little opportunity? Reverse elastico. And it is snuffed out this time. Didn't work how it did for the Spanish in the first half, but that's very positive. That's the areas we need to get into, and we are going to be looking to replicate that going forward to try and get this goal 100%.
Oh, that's a great little interception there. Makes a lot of space for us on that side. We'll have to cut back eventually, but he will actually take the man on and get some more space, but we'll get muscled off there. Strength coming through. Yeah, Spain, their defence has holes, but they seem to patch them very quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. They're very good at covering, and they're very good at cutting out that extra pass as well on the sideline. The ball roll scoop and the reverse elastico, very hard to defend against, but they've cut it out perfectly. And again, this is where they're doing their work down the end line with that Rashford, and he's so good, man. I believe he has 5-star skills, and he's very strong, very quick as well. And that seems to be their outlet for Spain, you know, going down the left-hand side, trying to do a bit of work inside the area to create the space, find the extra pass or get a shot away. So seeing a tactical change here now from Ireland, and it looks like they're going to have to go for it here. 2-0 down, you know, probably about 20 minutes left, I believe. They have to go for a little bit of a high press, I reckon, get some fresh legs on in Diaby, absolutely rapid, 99 pace. And yeah, nothing to lose here. We have to go and send the kitchen sink at it.
Yeah, send the kitchen sink, send everything, get the fresh legs on. We're seeing the swaps coming through. Diaby go heading up there. Yeah, I still think we have a hope in this one, though. I still think there's a goal there waiting for us to take. I don't think we see enough of them kind of going forward and finding the opportunity perfectly, but the opportunities are 50-50s, and if we keep getting 50-50s, eventually we'll get one in the back of the net.
Yeah, absolutely. And listen, if we score a goal before the 80th minute, it's game on. We could get something from this game. I think anything after that, the Spanish are going to be stubborn. It's going to be difficult to get the ball back. So we definitely need to get a goal here in the next 10 to 15 minutes to have a chance of getting something out of this game. But I always say it right, it's never over till it's over in FIFA, and we've all seen it happen to us. It happens at the highest level, it happens at the lowest level. The game is not done until it's done. So always have faith in what we can do, and hopefully we can see a goal pretty soon here.
Yeah.
Corner for Spain here as well. These have been quite glitchy recently as well with the corners, with bicycle kicks and headers and stuff. So hopefully we can defend that. We know we bring the keeper out where right sticks, move him into the middle so that he can come and collect any ball that's kicked in for a bicycle kick. So hopefully we can see this. He's gone for the near post. Very interesting technique there. I could see what he was doing. Never seen it before. But yeah, that was very, very interesting corner, and one that may actually come off more times than not.
Great keeper though. Van der Sar, wonderful keeper.
Oh yeah, he's an absolute brick wall this year. Nightmare in foot champs. You just can't get past him. You have to walk it into the net to score against them. But yeah, that looks like offside, and we're getting into the stage now where we really have to push now. We have to get through the Spanish defense to try and give us a glimmer of hope. Hopefully coming in to the final stages. And yeah, I think Spain are quite happy here just to sit back and kind of take the ball. However, they have gotten in past our defense. Van der Sar's coming out. It's a heel the ball roll, kicks it straight at Van der Sar, and he should just collect that. A very good work with the keeper there, bringing him out, making him double think his decision to shoot, and it paid off for him. But that is a let off, 100%.
Yeah, that was a massive opportunity for Spain, but we needed that one to a little bit of luck there, maybe, and maybe just a little bit more pressure onto them. But that was a bad pass. There was a nice idea there, but it just doesn't come off execution wise.
Yeah, and what you're going to see now is a lot more gaps in our defense going forward for Spain, simply because of the high press that we've enabled, and a lot of space as well on the outside here. As we see Mbappe up against Varane, does a ball roll, gets it into the back post to Rashford, who already scored a header already, and well defended this time. We see a McGeady spin cancel as well. High level of play here as well. Like, you just have to you have to be fascinated by it if you're watching it at home.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something that when you're watching it, the tension goes through the fans as well. I know that we're just as tense, wanting to see Ireland do the best they can. I'm sure everyone in the chat is feeling the exact same way. And right now it's Spain. They look a lot more in control in this half, but that's what we're doing with our high attack. They have better space to work with and better control, and that will be the nail in the coffin, we think.
Yeah, very unfortunate. I mean, listen, take nothing away from Spain. They've executed the perfect game, really. They've played on the counter attack. They have their wingers out high and wide, and they've just sat back and waited for the opportunity to steal the ball, and they've hit us on the counter. Scored 2 headers from 2 crosses, and a fantastically worked goal as well. And this is why these guys are world champions and are fantastic players. And I think 3-0 is a bit of a harsh scoreline. I think they've been very clinical, and I think Ireland, had a couple of half chances maybe, but nothing really to get the blood pumping in this game. It's very, very difficult. Like we said all game, very stubborn Spanish defense. They're very good at stepping up and reading the ball, right stick switching to try and steal the ball. And now we have to be thinking about goal difference, right, and trying not to concede too much. But I really can't see many people getting past the Spanish team. They're phenomenal.
Yeah, especially with the world champions sitting there, you just have to worry constantly about what they're going to do. They have so many plays ready and they just know exactly what they're doing. But that's a great little adaptive play coming through. A bit of space opening up. Goal. Just getting the shot off. It's just not enough right now.
Yeah, no, that's going to be all she wrote. And 3-0 loss in the second game here. To Spain, who, again, you can't take anything away from them. They've been fantastic. 3 chances, 3 goals. Maybe 4 chances with the one with Mbappe where the keeper moving, but that is all she wrote for this one. 3-0 loss to Spain, and I think the boys will be more frustrated than disappointed with that game, having not been able to work anything really. But yeah, take nothing away. Spain were absolutely brilliant there, and I think the boys done well to come out of that, and they took a lot from it though, Sater. They took a lot from it. I think they worked the Spanish team really, really well, and they just couldn't create that vital opening to try and get the shot away, and that's down to the Spanish and the fantastic defending. Yeah,
so we'll take a quick break before we get into this next one. We'll take a few minutes and we'll try to get some insight from the lads. We'll have a quick chat with Exam. We'll be back to you in just a few moments. We're going to get some water because it's going to be a long day for us as well, so please don't go anywhere. It's going to be a great series.
Hello and welcome back. And I am joined here by example yet again. And tough one to take that last game. X, what's your thoughts overall?
So yeah, 3-0 defeat against Spain. We played them in the online qualifiers. They were in our group, and we actually drew against them twice. We drew 1-1 and 2-1 in the online qualifiers, and obviously now they've actually recruited Nathan and Downey into the side who didn't play last time around. It was Jose Bailon and Cifuentes, I think it was, and who are also very good players, but they took it to a next level in that game specifically, kind of showing how versatile they can be going forward, whether the ball's on the ground or in the air. And unfortunately caught us out a few times, and the lads just found it difficult to break down their defense, which is very good as well. So there's always, we're only 25% of the way there. There's still another 6 games for us to play in total over the next today and tomorrow. So it's definitely not out of our reach, not at all. So we just have to make sure that we can try and get some points going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Sater mentioned there as well that you were looking back through the first goal, I believe it was, where there was kind of a little bounce back, was there? Or some sort of little bug?
Yeah, so I actually, that was me. I asked Welly to go back into that because I wanted to see exactly what went down, what kind of inputs were done there. But a little bit of misfortune, which happens in FIFA. I'm sure we're all very aware of that. And don't really know how our Varane didn't put a foot on it, but that's FIFA. It's one of them. You can't really beat yourself up over little goals like that. You have to stay disciplined and look forward to what's next and try and get back in the game as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, their defense is very good, and in that specific game, we couldn't do anything. But who knows? Maybe when we play against them tomorrow, could be a different story.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think I mentioned it while we were live actually watching it as well. And I mentioned it before the game, all it takes sometimes at this level of the game is a lucky bounce back or some sort of opening or a deflection or a misplaced pass, which wasn't probably exactly where we aimed it and stuff like this. All of this comes into it on top of the skill level and the eliteness gone into the game as well. And just want to touch on the Spanish for a second. They were phenomenal, in terms of their defensive display. They were so stubborn, man. Like they defended well when we got into their area as well, I can't, but you guys do the work where you do the reverse elastico, you do the cricketa and the ball roll scoop to try and get that little bit of space. They seem to weather that really, really well.
Yeah, they're veterans at the game, and Downey in the so whatever inputs are necessary at the given time, you can bet your behind that they're gonna make sure the input is perfect and the timing is perfect. That's the standard that you're watching at the moment. Is this is all these other teams in our group all want to go on and win the whole thing. There's nobody just wanted to qualify. Qualifying for all of them would be amazing, but their sights are higher than just qualification. And it's just the way the groups kind of fell out for us.
Yeah.
And look, I think we are a very good team in spite of what I'm saying. And these groups are best of one format, 3 points available per game. So all you need is maybe a string of 2 or 3 performances to get
momentum.
Yeah, if you get around 7 points, you're really in with a chance, So there's still 18 available to us going into the say tomorrow. So it's definitely still there. We just need to start picking up a few points. The first goal is crucial in best of one football, in best of one FIFA.
Yeah.
So obviously Portugal went 1-0 up. Once that one goal went in, they didn't attack half as much, and they didn't need to because they had that one goal. They just needed to make sure they defended as well as possible. And then Spain, obviously, they got the goal early on, and once that went in, if you can't reply quick enough, the game starts getting away from you, and then maybe a gap start opening up, which did happen. And that's kind of what you're dealing with, because the boys went full pressure. Obviously, we're trying to get a goal back. And
spaces
open up, and that's what happened. But the boys, again, they didn't play as well, in my opinion, compared to what they did in the first game against Portugal. Despite the result against Portugal, I thought they were very good. But now it's going to show true character. What can we do after this performance, and can we bounce back from it?
Yeah, that is true. And who do we have? Who do we have in the next game? I should know this, but I don't have the sheet up right now. So who are we about to get into and play right now?
Next up is Netherlands. So once again, we're against Levy de Veert, and let me just triple check. Levy de Veert and Manu Bashir. So Levy de Veert and Manu Bashir both played for Team Hullet, and both actually finished. Manu Bashir may have won the Eredivisie this year. I know that Levy de Veert finished top two, or sorry, runner-up this year as well.
Wow.
Within the Eredivisie, so that would be the Netherlands version of E-League of Ireland as such. And yeah, they're stellar players. They have been for years. These are just world beaters. Every single team that we're against today. And I love a good underdog story. So I'm hoping the boys and myself, whether it's from a coaching perspective or playing, can pull out a few results.
Absolutely, yeah, fantastic. And look, I think it's tough, man. This is the best of the best, and it's kind of a baptism of fire as well, right? Like we're in this group with you're just naming out these players, these duos that we're coming up against, and they're all such veterans and have so much experience on a high level at a high stakes lands and finals. So nobody said it was going to be easy. We knew that coming into it. And how's the boys feeling? What's the kind of vibe around a camp at the minute? Are we still kind of saying, okay, look, still one game at a time. We're going to pull this out. One of the games is going to go our way, and then we try and build a little momentum. Or are we a little bit kind of shocked, or are we kind of looking at ourselves thinking, God, are we gonna get anything here?
Well, at the moment, the boys are a little bit disappointed with the previous result, but as I said to them, like, it doesn't take all that much to get top four here. We just need a string of results, and things will start happening for us. We have to forget the game that just happened, 3-0 to Spain. It is what it is. It doesn't matter anymore. It's the next game that counts. And whenever you are playing, make sure to make it count. Try and get that first goal. And if you have to be a rat sometimes, do that. If people want to make tweets about you and how horrible you played against them, that is the least of your issues. Qualification should be your biggest issue right now. And that's the kind of mentality I'm trying to work with is a killer mentality. No mercy at all. I don't care how we win. I just want to get there best as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is a case of just taking it by the next game now. And I know Netherlands lost their first game to Germany, right? 3-1.
They did, and they actually went on to lose 2-1 to Spain, but then they did get a big result against Portugal just there. They beat Portugal 1-0. So everybody bar us has points on the board at the moment, albeit two teams have played 3 games and the other 3 have only played 2. So points on the board is not entirely necessary yet, but coming up into this Netherlands game, we would love to get something out of this game because it's huge for us now. If we can beat Netherlands, we'll jump over them in terms of leaderboard.
Yeah, it's absolutely massive.
Game ahead of us as well. So this is a huge game coming up for sure.
Yeah, absolutely massive. And of course, with Netherlands beating Portugal, of course, who bet us in the first game as well. It just goes to show as well that each game is different, right? Like you have a different feel. Are all these games being played on the same server? By the way, that's a good question I think to ask, so everyone at home knows. Because a lot of people wouldn't know what we mean by servers. By the way, they don't know about the competitive mode gameplay as well. And I know there's been a lot of talk about servers and certain servers being used for FGS and all this type of stuff. So is it all one server, or is it multiple?
So it's multiple. It depends on, say, I'm pretty sure when we played against Portugal, it was Madrid. And the last game that we just had against Spain, I think it was Paris. So they're based on locale and location. And as well as that, so we played Portugal in Madrid. They were the hosting nation. And on the return leg against Portugal, I'm pretty sure we play on either London or Paris. So they're trying to make it work the best they can in terms of, making it as fair as possible, distance-wise from the server. And I don't think we have any real issues with that because it comes around and goes around, so we might
it levels itself out,
really
kind of.
Yeah, you can't complain about that at this level, you have to be either good enough or not.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that was just for the people at home. I know up until last year, I didn't have a clue what competitive mode was because I wasn't really involved in the FIFA scene, but to that extent. But it opened up a whole new window of kind of understanding of the game when I kind of figured out, Jesus, this is actually what these guys do, and they practice so that they can make themselves aware of the potential differences between the servers and stuff as well. So, but yeah, just looking at the table there now, it does look like Spain are topping it after 2 games, just 2 games as well. Netherlands playing 3 games alongside Portugal, both with 3 points as well after 3 games. Is that correct? Is that what I'm seeing?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Let me make it bigger. There we go. So I mean, massive opportunity here to go level on games with Netherlands and Portugal and be on the same points as them. I think this is a massive game, X. You know, we like you said, we really do need something, even if it's a point just to get on the board, and give ourselves a really good chance going into the second round of games tomorrow. Germany and Spain kind of, you know, leading the way there, 2 wins each, positive goal difference. And it's going to be interesting to see who finishes top. Just so as I know as well, Alex, I know you have a great understanding of how this works, and rightly so, you're involved in it. But so does it, in terms of where you come in the table, does that seed you against a certain team for the next round for the LAN events, or is it just kind of a free draw when you get there?
So obviously you need to finish top 4 to get through. If you finish 4th in Group B, I'm fairly certain you play first in Group D.
Yeah.
Sorry, so like B to D and A to C group wise.
Yeah.
And then obviously it's parallel to first versus 4th, second, third, and all that jazz. I am going to have to dip off now because the boys are going to get into the game shortly.
Yeah.
But best of luck. And
absolute legend. Legend. Thanks for joining us, X, and hopefully we're getting back in very, very soon as well. Fair play to him for coming into us in between games. I know it's not easy, especially after the back of a loss. But yeah, very, very interesting. And this group of death is basically shaping up to be exactly what people expected, Sater, you know. And we're seeing everyone bar us, although, you know, we have one less game than a couple of them, with points and with a win as well, you know. So we're not seeing any draws as of yet. We're seeing 4 out of the 5 with wins, and again, it does kind of show you that this really is a tough group where everybody is going to take points off everyone.
Yeah, it does look like it could go either way, and some people could definitely pick some points up, but we don't really care about the rest of them. We're here for Ireland, right?
Yeah, absolutely, and it is vital that we get on the point on the table now with points. You know, we're seeing 0-0-2 next to our name. We need to get a 1 up there somewhere, to give ourselves a chance going into tomorrow. Is this the final game? No, we have 2 more games, right? 2 more games today.
Yeah, there's 4 games every day. 4 games.
So we have Netherlands and Germany left for today. So hopefully we can pull something out of the bag. Not going to be easy. We didn't expect it to. But yeah, look, like example said, we have another day tomorrow as well, and anything can happen.
And we'll be on our server as well.
Yeah, exactly.
That could make the difference. Could make the difference.
Yeah.
We could pick up a few goals there. Obviously, with that replay we saw from the guys, they were going back and forth over that replay. There's always a chance that could have just been maybe a little bit of lag. Maybe an input didn't go through in time. You have to remember those packets sometimes are lost. So, yeah, it could be all in our favour tomorrow, and we just have to look forward to seeing if that does fall to us. But yeah, I still feel like we have a really good chance of getting through for this, and if we don't, we still put up a really good showing against the world champion there in the last game. We really showed that we can keep up with them. Their opportunities did fall and they did score from them, but we can still make a competitive game.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's going to be interesting to see how we approach this game now, especially after getting 2 losses in the first 2. You know, do we stick to the game plan? Are we mixing it up, or you know, do we want to back ourselves, and do we want to say no? We know what we're capable of. Okay, it hasn't clicked right now, but we know it will. But is there also a flip side to that where we say, okay, maybe we do need to change it up before it's a little bit too late? But I have great faith in these guys. You know, 2 fantastic players, fantastic guys outside of the FIFA scene as well, and I really, really hope that we can get something here for them more so than anything, you know, because they deserve it. Yeah,
they deserve it, and I'd love to see them get through, and we'd love to see them over in Qatar as well. It'd be great to see. But overall, what do you think they need to change in their play style when it comes to getting in front of that goal? Is there something you will be telling them yourself that maybe Example's going to be telling them now? Is there something that you want to see them do?
No, I think, listen, they haven't done much wrong. I think we picked up on it in the last game where they're kind of rushing it a little bit from the middle when the ball went into Hullet, when we worked into the center, trying to find the striker's feet, and Spain just kind of snuffed that out. They knew that was the game plan. They kind of knew what it was. But, you know, at that time, they were 2-0 down as well. So you have to forgive them for being a little bit panicky, maybe trying to go forward, but trying to find that goal. And we all do it. It was desperate times where we needed a goal. So, but no, look, I believe in these boys' ability, and I believe that they're well capable of getting out of this group and getting wins and getting points. They're here for a reason, you know, and you can't take that away from them. They're fantastic FIFA players. So listen, keep doing what you're doing, stick to the game plan, listen to the example, listen to the people around you, and keep the heads, keep the mentality, and no doubt we will start winning games. We will start putting points on the table.
Points on the table, that's all we really need right now. Just a little bit of hope for us going forward as we do see them getting ready to get into this lobby. We're going to see exactly how this is going to go, and I'm so hopeful for them. I really am, because I've seen them live and chatting to them and watching how they've done it before and how they're able to play the game. We know that they can do more. They know that we're able to get through this, and we will be heading to London for this one. So London servers it is.
Yeah, London servers. Holland being the Netherlands being the home team, and again, example picked up on it. Two fantastic players, Fenso and Manu. Fantastic players as well. And listen, it's not going to be easy, but we're not going to be easy for them either. And even though the Spanish bet us 3-0, I feel like they didn't have a very easy game. You know, we showed glimpses where we were very, very good going forward, and stubborn in defense as well, bar a couple of a little bounce back and a couple of crosses. You know, so listen, a lot of positives that we could take out from that game going into this, and this is a vital game. We need to see some points on the table here. It is Netherlands v Ireland, and it is the third game of the day. Here we go.
Yeah, we'll see the same lineups from most of the teams here when it comes to their players, and we'll start to see Ireland maybe come out from the front foot and try to get straight into an attacking kind of form and try to use that pace, use that ability, create some space. And right now they do get possession back, will just fall straight back to the Netherlands defender. Good tackle, but the ball just rolls back to them. They find some space out on the side here. They try to get the ball in, and it opens up for them. It lands perfectly, and it's brilliant save. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was very fortunate that ball fell to the Netherlands there with an open goal, you would think, but fantastic keeper movement. And listen, that's a let off, but it also shows you as well that any sort of shot across, it could be deflected and just fall to the path of their striker. You have to be ready and concentrating, and a little let off there, but maybe that might give us a little bit of a boost to go forward in this game and try and capitalize on it.
Yeah, giving up possession a bit soft there from Ireland, just giving that straight back to the Netherlands. We don't want to see any more of that if that's possible. We want to see them good in possession and good clean passes, good tiki-taka to come through, but great passing coming through from Netherlands. Right, they look ready for this one.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's a fantastic goal. That is a fantastic goal. They played the up, back, and through into the striker's feet, back to Hullet, into the cam, into the striker in one touch, and he puts it away near post. There's nothing you could say about that other than it was sheer brilliance. Absolutely fantastic. Read the keeper movement as well. And a little bit of a sucker punch to go 1-0 down so early again. However, we need to find some bounce back ability here and try get a goal nice and early. If we do, it takes that momentum away.
Yeah, Netherlands are very high press, very fast to try to get into the areas, but we have built up some space here. This is the first real attacking play we've seen from Ireland in this one. That's a great little...
Very nice.
Oh, it gives it up though.
Yeah, very good play there, and that's confident though. That gives you some confidence going forward that we can get into them areas pretty easily as well. Not as easily as we did against the Spanish. So we may see some success down the sidelines there like that. Kicking out a play there as well. That's nice. We take possession from that in their half as well, which is so vital. Territory is so important. But again, the work rate there from the striker coming back and stealing the ball. Now Netherlands are going to try and build up. Going out wide. They seem to like to go wide and then over down the sideline to then play in and back. You know, that seems to be kind of the theme here going forward for Netherlands. Very, very patient, Sater. They're very patient in the build-up, aren't they? They're making sure the passes are going to the players. They're not rushing it, and they're getting into these areas here where they can try and do the work, and we need to stop giving away the ball like that straight away from our interceptions if we want to build any attacks going forward. And again, look, we just look so isolated. We look very isolated going forward. However, we have found it out here on the left with Mane. Fantastic card, fantastic player as well. And again, we're slowing it down a bit now. I don't mind that. Maybe a couple of switch plays, try and find a space. There we go. And try and break this stubborn Netherlands side down.
Yeah, as we do find some space in the box, and he was pulled back there. That could have been a penalty if it was any tougher, but no, we don't get anything from that one. It was a good opportunity though, and nearly the breakthrough right there that we needed.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, we are finding a little bit of success when we do go forward, which is very, very good to see. However, Netherlands already on the attack here. We see a player lock. We see a first-time ball over to Mbappe. Oh, step over and a drag back there. But and a Cruyff, I should say. But yeah, again, end to end, the chances at both end being snuffed out, and it's going to be a very open game by the looks of it. You know, that last game, the Spanish game, was very tactical. The Spanish kind of sat back after the first goal. Looks like Netherlands are looking to go for a second one to try and kill the game off, and they've won the ball here from our defense again, and he could be in here. Here's R9 on the ball. Let's see what he can do with a ball roll scoop to Mbappe with the Trivela. Step over Trivela. Got the snapshot away, but the goalkeeper was there again to palm it away. That Van der Sar is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And got us out of trouble there again.
Got us out of trouble again, and we don't mind that. As long as we're out of trouble, we don't mind that. But right now, the attack mounting, there's a little bit of space there, and Netherlands is very far pushed forward at all times, so we can break into some space here. Just needs to get the ball across, but it's cut out. Good defensive play, but the space is there for us to take.
Yeah, absolutely. A little bit more patience there in that final third, and we could start to see a couple of openings, I think, you know, waiting for them to make their move instead of just kind of running into them or trying to get a snapshot away. Just a little bit more patient, a little bit more movement from the strikers to create that space, to create that angle to try and get the shot away, and it could lead to a goal here. But I'm quite confident looking at this. You know, I think Netherlands are quite open compared to Spain. We are doing some good work to work the ball up forward into our players' feet like that. You know, the R1 driven pass is working really well, and we're doing great work down here on this right-hand side. If we could work it into the middle, that was nicely worked in. Just a little bit of pressure makes the player dribble it out of play, but very positive going forward, Sayer.
Very, very positive going forward, and I'm starting to feel the hope build a little bit. There's a spark there. There's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. This is one that we really need to take to put ourselves in a good position to go forward. They picked up their last game to get 3 points. We need to take the 3 points from them right here, right now.
Yeah, for sure. And a little bit of more patient build up now from Netherlands as well. And it's been a good first half. You know, it's been action packed end to end, trying to find the gaps in each other's defense, which they have. However, again, great work from Van der Sar. Bringing the keeper out there as well was essential as he looks for a through ball here for Mbappe, which is going to get to, and he's left 1v1. Now the double up coming out to the edge of the box and slowing it down. Great defending by Netherlands there, just to slow the pace of the game down and make us go back into our midfield. And it really is end to end, and Netherlands are finding a little bit of chinks in the armor. And it does look like we're going to need a goal here soon as well, if not early into the second half, to try and get something.
Yeah, try and get something. Not a lot of time left here, and we'll see the defense have come out from Netherlands. They've pulled everyone back, and not a lot of space to work with. But if Ireland, they can find the gap, they can get a shot off. Be more than happy with their first half performance, regardless of that goal. Right now, not a lot of space opening up. They're starting to find something though. They're starting to pull it forward. Yeah. There's too much trickery, too much play, and they just can't get it out from their feet.
Yeah, good end to the half though, you know, playing for that last attack, and found a little bit of space, looked to do a little bit of skill just to create that opening, and sometimes it comes off, sometimes it doesn't. Depends on how your opponents read it. 9 times out of 10 that does come off. You find a space, you get the shot off, and it's 1-1. But I think it was a very positive half. I think they're playing very, very well. I think going forward, we look a real threat. We just need that one chance just to come to fruition, you know. And all it is just that one skill move at that exact moment where it's going to open up and we're going to get an equalizer. I'm very positive after that half. If we could go into this half without conceding a goal early, I think we're well in this game to win it.
You're giving me more hope, Danny. You're giving me more hope. And gotta hope that the second half does go a little bit better for us. I think that we do have a good ability here. We have the potential to take it. It's just the Netherlands, they're a very, very strong squad, and we do have to keep an eye on them at all stages, because when they got that opportunity, a little bit of luck did go their way, but sometimes that's what you need, and being able to take the opportunity when the luck is there, that's just what you need.
Yeah, absolutely. Kicking off the second half now, we start with the ball, which is important as well to know. Possession is very important in this game, especially at this level. You don't get to see much of the ball each, really. It sounds kind of silly, but you know, each team takes a certain amount of time to build up their play, and a big chunk of the clock can go down from keeping the ball. So very important to start off with the ball, as we see here. And we're moving forward into the attack here as well. Some driven ball in, lovely driven ball in, and it could have worked into the box. He pulled it back, looking for that space on the left foot, and again, maybe a little bit fortunate for Netherlands. I don't think he read that. He just kind of ran into him. But again, very positive. We're getting into really good areas of this Netherlands box, and it's only a matter of time before one of them comes off, Sayer.
Only a matter of time indeed, and right now Ireland need to get that defensive line sorted. They need to make sure that they can get this possession back. Good play coming out from Netherlands to find more space. They're going to push it back, but good interception. Goretzka was in the right spot, as we do see a lot of space open up for Mane on the side. One man in the middle might be looking for this pass, but he's going to push it all the way out to the line. He's going to get himself a corner for it.
Yeah, good play there. Great counter-attack football, and got a corner as a reward. Looking for that end-line cutback, which is so OP this year. Like you mentioned, though, only one person in the box makes it difficult to aim at anyone when they're being covered. However, we do work it into the box here. Reverse Elastico snuffed out yet again. They're just very good at kind of swarming the ball, aren't they? And leaving zero gaps in that defense. And you just think you just need that one little bounce or that one lucky little piece of play to make it happen. And but again, I have to say, very positive going forward. I feel like we've been the better team in this game.
Yeah, but the better team can only win if they get more goals, and we haven't got that opportunity yet. We still need that goal, but if they keep playing the way they are, if they keep playing to this level that they are, it'll eventually fall for them. We could see maybe even 1 or 2 goals. We could see the win come out, and that's a great ball coming through as well.
He's in the middle.
It's a nice swing.
Oh, he's brought the keeper out. Well done. Well done, the Netherlands there. I have to say, they snuffed out the danger. They seen the runner through the middle, and he manually brought his keeper out into the middle to catch that ball. That was done manually, I want to say as well. Again, just so people at home were wondering why his keeper moved before the ball was kicked. They read the danger. That is a skill. That is a high elite level of skill to be able to move your keeper out into the area like that when they knew the cross was coming in. So really good defending them from Netherlands, and it just shows the level that these guys are on.
Yeah, the anti-example won quite a few games with that little cross, but into the box now. He tries to go for the shot, and it's blocked.
Yeah, well worked there with the La Croqueta, trying to find that space. Got it seemed like, but again, Hullet was just there to sniff it out. And again, very positive, very positive. We're getting into these areas. One of them just have to come off soon.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind even seeing one of the power shots from outside the box at this stage, just to work the keeper just a little bit to see if there is a avenue of success they could try and force, but they haven't got the shots off, Danny, and that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, it is very difficult. And power shots, you need quite a bit of time to get them off. So that's why you don't see many of them at this level, because it's so in your face with the high press, with the pressure as well. So it is very difficult to make them work. However, we may see something here. Oh, he may have just been in. Seen a pause now from Ireland, and rightly so again, looking to get some fresh legs on. We're seeing a 5 back from Ireland as well, which is very interesting to see. I know the 5-4-1 has been a meta around the pro scene this year. Everybody's running it. And, some say it'd be a little bit boring, but again, it comes down to what works, right? What works for you? What's going to win games? What's going to make you concede less goals? So this is the elite level of play that we're watching right now, and the tactics are no different. They're looking at the team now. That's very good insight for anyone watching at home, going into the match facts, looking at the team and looking at who they brought on and what players they're working with and against. So that's very interesting to see there. I know a lot of people probably wouldn't bother checking that during the game, but very important to know whether the strikers you're playing against are left-footed, right-footed, whether they have 2-star weak foot or 5-star weak foot. Very, very important to know that, and that's the level of tactics that these guys work with every single day. So very cool to see that.
Yeah, and the lovely little pass coming through there. More opportunities. It's just 1 or 2 passes away from getting that clean shot off onto the keeper, and that's what we want to see. We want to see a nice open opportunity come from Ireland, and right now it just hasn't landed. We're always 1 or 2 key steps away, but they're still making all the other steps. The foundation's been built.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're seeing a high press now from Ireland. A little bit of a tactic change. Again, 1-0 down, need points. We're on the board. And long throw there. Good idea. But yeah, we're seeing a high press from Ireland now. We need to get a goal. If we lose 2-0 or 1-0, I know goal difference comes into it, but we need to get points, simple as, and the boys are going for it here. They have to get the high press in, team press in, and try and win the ball high up the field to catch them on a counter. And we're left with 15 minutes to do it.
Yeah, not a lot of time. It'll constantly tick away at us, and the Netherlands got to be thinking we could just take the 1-goal lead and hold on to it. But we know players don't think like that. They always want one more.
Yeah, absolutely. They want to go for the killer blow here and try and end this game rather than leaving it up to the 90th minute. So yeah, we're seeing them, maybe a little bit of time wasting as well. And it's a cross. Don't know how that gone through our defender there. Sometimes that happens, but luckily there was no orange shirt on the end of it. And we're coming into the final 10 minutes now, and Ireland need a goal here to salvage at least a point for them. And you can't fault them. I think they played really, really well. All that has been missing is that final touch at the end, that end product. And take nothing away from Netherlands. They've defended really, really well in them positions. But yeah, going to be very disappointed not to come away with at least a shot on target here in this game.
Yeah, so we're having a look at maybe the last two attacks here. If Ireland can keep possession and get a good opportunity, how do you see it going now? Do you think that the pressure's mounted and they won't be able to get it off, or is the foundation built up enough that there is an opportunity?
No, I think they know there's going to be a last opportunity in this game. It's important to keep possession now. As I say that, they lose it. But yeah, now we're going to see Netherlands run down the clock, as we see, running into the corner there. Try and win throw-ins. Here we go. It's the play. Listen, some say it's toxic, but again, at this level, you have to do everything at your power, anything in your power to try and win it. Here we go, though. This is it. This could be the chance that Ireland have been waiting for. He's green-timed it. And what a save. That was it. For Ireland, that was it. There is still a few minutes left in this game, but that was the chance. That's why they put the high press on to win the ball up, high up the field. He done everything right. Ball roll scoop, created the space, and green timed it. However, Van der Sar was in his wake, and now we see Netherlands go up the other end, which could kill the game, and it's blocked at the last second, and we are having a grand stand finish here, and there may be one attack left here, Sater.
Yeah, they got to push this one fast. They got to go hard. They got to get something going here. They need to find the space very quickly, or that timer will work against them. That's a good opportunity. Get the ball through. Mbappe's through.
Yeah, he could be in here. Oh, he's dinked it. He still has possession of the ball, and we could be in here. If they get this right, we could be leaving here with a point.
Come on, lads, find the space.
Yeah, just got to work that space now. Everything comes down to concentration. Unfortunately, they will run out as 1-0 losers in this game, and Netherlands come away with the 3 points, but I have to say the boys can hold their head high. Very unfortunate. I would think that last chance with the green time, that they moved their keeper there, because I don't see that not going in any other way than them moving their keeper to the far side of the goal, because that was perfectly, that was the chance that they were waiting for. That was it there and then. They played so well. They deserved at least a draw. Yeah, they deserved at least a draw out of that game, and they're going to be bitterly disappointed with that one. But again, I know I keep saying it, they have something to work with now. You know, they weren't outclassed in that game, and they're two high elite level players that they just played against, and I feel like they were the better team in possession. So definitely something that they can work on, but bitterly disappointed not to come away with anything.
Yeah, there'll be some disappointment there for sure as we wait for the rest of the matches to come through and we start to get the results from those. We have Netherlands, and they're now on 6 points on that one, and Spain, have a quick look, see how that one's going. It's 70 minutes into that one, and it is 3-2 to Germany.
Wow, that's Germany v Spain.
Germany v Spain, yeah, 3-2 to Germany. Wow. They're down a goal, so Germany looks like they will be able to clear the entire group right now. Looks like they're in a great opportunity for it. But as we wait for that game to tick down, we still have some good chances. We still have all day tomorrow. We still have one more match coming up today. We have to wait till Germany finish up this one. But Spain, they're down right now, so there is still some back and forth to go in the kind of bottom four. I think Germany have this one clean now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This is far from over. You know, we still have a full day of playing tomorrow. You know, so it's going to be very interesting going into it. The boys will be disappointed, especially with that last game. I feel like that was the game where they could have actually got something from it. Nothing on their behalf that they done wrong, in my opinion. I think they played absolutely exceptionally. You know, a little bit all we need is a little bit of luck. You know, we've seen a little bit of luck against us, going against us, and you know, in these games, it's such fine margins, Sater, you know, and it really does come down to that. So I have faith in the boys. I think that they're playing well. I think all they need is that little bit of luck, just that little bit of luck for a ball to fall in front of them, or to be able to create that space to get it. They've worked the ball really well in the final area, so it's only a matter of time when they start coming off, and I think they will.
Yeah, a little bit of time, and I think if they just get there, the foundations are there for us to attack, and we've looked like the better team. In game one, there should have been a little bit more of an opportunity there for us to take something. Against Spain, I think Spain just took their opportunities better, but in the first half we looked like the better team for sure. We kind of let us slip into the last one, and then in the Netherlands game we looked better from the start. Just an unlucky kind of drop for the ball for the Netherlands to get that goal, and then right at the end we should have had that one, so it should have been a draw, but we could have taken that one. So going into day two, I think we'll see a much better overall coming out from the Irish squad.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And going into the final game now as well, you know, Germany are going to be on a massive high. This is where it kind of gets a little bit technical, I guess, mentality wise. You know, if they can get that win against Spain, and that's going to be massive for them because they're going to be the only team that have gone unbeaten today, really, going into our last game. So they're going to be on a high. Of course, it's at opposite ends of the table, right? So Germany are going to be top, we're going to be bottom. 3 losses versus 3 wins. However, sometimes that can work against you. Sometimes you can get complacent. So Ireland, you know, we'll be going into it thinking, okay, Germany, top of the table, just beat Spain. It was 3-0. Okay, cool. And then Germany be going into it saying, we just beat Spain. We could beat anyone. Does that have an effect on your mentality going into it? You know, are you going to have a different mentality coming in against us as you are against Spain? I think you will. I think it's hard not to. You know, we've been there in real life when we come up against bottom of the table and we're top of the table, you know, in real life football, and you're thinking, oh, this is going to be easy. All of a sudden, you go in with that mindset, you find yourself 1-0 down. What's going on here? So I do think that there may be a bit of mentality wars coming in here as well. I think the boys know they have to try and get something from this game. I think Germany may be slightly complacent, you know, and that could work to our advantage.
That could work to our advantage. The last 3 minutes of the match here in Spain do have a mounting attack. I'm just watching in the back, and they just missed an opportunity there. Travella outside. This didn't quite land the way they wanted it to. And it looks like Germany will just try and run the clock down here. So it will be 3-2 to Germany in that one. But Spain put up a good fight against them there. And I think they would be the 2 top teams in the group, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic players. And they're proving it, you know. Both of them unbeaten going into this game. One of them had to lose unless it was, you know, unless they drew obviously. So one of them was going to lose their unbeaten streak. But you know, the experience that you're getting from playing these guys as well, it's fantastic that it's split up into 2 days, because now these boys can go back. I know Tyrone and what they're gonna go back tonight. They're gonna look at the whole footage of this. They're gonna look at the games. They're gonna excavate it. They're gonna take it apart. They're gonna dissect it. And they're going to try and make things right for tomorrow. You know, it gives us a small window, but it is a window. That's the main thing, that we're able to go back and work and get back to the lab and try and right the wrongs that we've done against these teams. So, you know, it is something to build on, it's something to work on. Let's see if we can get something in the last game. And if we can't, it's not the end of the world. We still have a chance of qualifying tomorrow. So definitely a learning curve. I think they'll go back tonight and they'll look at it, and we'll come back stronger tomorrow, irregardless of what happens in the next game.
Yeah, this match is just about finishing up there now, as we do see the highlights come through. It looks like a lovely outside the foot Travella score as well there from Spain, so they do have some opportunities there. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on the standings for now and we'll see how it goes, but it looks like Spain and Germany will be running away with the group. Netherlands showing a good form there, but tomorrow, it's all about tomorrow. How do you feel about tomorrow going in? Which team do you see, like, which one's in your, like, your line of sight saying that's the one we can win, and we still need to win one more after that to really solidify our chances? Does it have to be Netherlands and Portugal on the bounce? Do we have to get back to those two and go, they're the ones we can win?
Yeah, no, of course, looking at it, the table doesn't lie, you know, the table doesn't lie. And I think Portugal, like you said, I missed some of the game, but from what I've seen, they were definitely there for the taking. Again, I think our fault is letting in early goals. And going 1-0 down instead of keeping in the game at 0-0 or potentially going 1-up ourselves. You know, our problem right now has been leaking goals early, and that immediately puts us on the back foot and puts pressure on us. If we could stay in the game, you know, like we've seen, I know we're 1-0 down against the Netherlands, but for all the world, you know, it seemed like it was a 0-0 game because it was so close, it was so tight. And if we can keep in the game early and keep the pressure on them as well as us, instead of it just being on us to score a goal, I think you'll see us flourish a lot more, because we don't have to go and get that goal. We're not putting ourselves under pressure, getting the ball forward, working it into these areas to try and get that goal. You know, we can be a little bit more relaxed and start being creative. You know, looking at it, you have to say Portugal obviously as well, closest ones to us. We still have to play them again tomorrow, as we do all of them. But I would fancy us to beat anyone in this group. I really would. I know that sounds silly being bottom of the group, but it doesn't paint the full picture. You know, we haven't been a 0-point team in this so far today. So a little bit unfortunate. I think tomorrow's another day as well. We still have Germany to go today. I still say we can get a result against Germany, even though they've bet Spain and everyone else. I think anyone's here for the taking. We're good enough. These boys are good enough to beat anyone.
Maybe a bit of fatigue might leak in for Germany.
Yeah, maybe a little bit complacency. You know, it works both ends. There's urgency from us. There's complacency for them now. You know, they're going top of the group. They're gonna be unbeaten. If they get through us as well. So it's opposite ends of the spectrum, right? Where you're thinking one's coming in to tomorrow confident, one's coming in with a job to do. And you know, sometimes the worst thing to do is to corner someone, you know. And we're that person in the corner right now, you know. We're that person who has to fight for our life and needs to get out of the bottom of this group. So it's going to be interesting. But we do see Germany, of course, being updated there. 9 points, 3 out of 3, and going into the last game full of confidence.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to get the info there. That will be 4 minutes before we get into this next game, so we'll take a really quick break. Give poor Danny and myself a chance to breathe. And we'll be back to you as soon as that one starts. So please don't go anywhere. The last game, it's all on this. If we can take this one, it's massive. See y'all soon.
Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting into our fourth and final game of the day. It is against the Germans, and Sater unbeaten. They put away everyone in their wake, and they're going to be coming into this game very, very confident, right?
Yeah, this is the one. This is top team. If you can take out the top team, you're going to be an absolute threat come in tomorrow. That's what we want to see from them. We want to see them take over this one and really put the pressure on Germany. And we've done it before. We've done it at the Aviva. I don't think everyone will forget that long ago. That was the one.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, this is a vital game for us now as well. We're kind of crushed mentally, I reckon. You know, not the boys, but I mean, in terms of, you know, so excited to come into today, and then it's not gone how we planned it, how we envisioned it in our heads. But we're still here. It's still a possibility to get through as well. That's the main thing. Even if we lose this, it is still possible tomorrow to turn things around. Not the best start, obviously. We wish for better, but this is the situation we're in. We have to adapt, and we have to get something in this game to make us go into tomorrow very, very confident.
Yeah, confidence is key going into this one. Morale needs to be up, and I'm hoping Example's giving them all the best in terms of the vibes right now. We know that he's the hype man behind them right now. He's the coach. He's sitting in their ear and making sure that everything's going good for them. And right now, our attack is looking... We haven't breached the defence yet, but we've had good control of possession. We've had some key passes come through there, but Germany is a team we have to watch out for. We've seen them score some outside the foot Travellas, and this is a great opportunity for him. The keeper comes out, scoops, but does not collect, but the defenders are there to keep it clean.
Yeah, got away with that one. Keeper coming out well, and sometimes you see that as a penalty as well. You know, the ball going underneath the keeper taking out the striker. Thankfully, not a penalty this time, but yeah, warning signs early on here that Germany are capable of getting in and around the side of us and create an opportunity. We're seeing an early pause here from Ireland as well, something that they're not happy about. I'm wondering what that will be as they work it into the box here. Can we swarm out? Great bit of footwork, and just like that, we can see another early goal. And what can we say about that? That was phenomenal play, Sater.
Yeah, that's why they're so good. That's why they're so incredible so far in this group. You can see that they're all so comfortable in those positions. It was beautiful. Let's put it the way it was. It was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Lovely spin there in the box to create that space and put the ball away as well. And again, we mentioned it though, Sater, you know, the boys would be so disappointed to concede early on in a game again. You know, it puts us right on the back foot, and it's very, very difficult to come back from that, especially against the caliber of player like Germany. So listen, it's gonna be interesting to see how we bounce back from this.
Bounce back is the name of the game right now for us. We need to get something going, and we can't let them put the pressure on us like this. Also, even getting a draw here against Germany would be massive for the morale. So I wouldn't mind them seeing go for something, but that is some great space. That is something we can work with. They just need to bring it back in the ball roll. It's just not there.
Yeah, no, very unfortunate. And again, though, Germany, very, very composed on the ball now. Look, they seem to have a lot of space, Sater, you know? Like, compared to the last game, it looks like Germany are actually, you know, they're finding the players in a lot of space, out wide and through the middle. So maybe that was something that the Irish boys are looking to stop going in. They're finding that ball directly into Ronaldo's feet as well, which is so dangerous. He's one of the best in and around that area. Find a space and to try and create an opportunity. But Ireland straight away on the front foot again here.
Yeah, and some great adaptive play coming out from Ireland. Just kind of swapping up what we've seen from them before, but they can't leave gaps like this either. Ronaldo has some great space here. He's able to pull that one back. He's outside the box. He doesn't manage to get it off, though, and it was looking sketchy, but they survived.
Yeah, absolutely. I think now is vital. It's absolutely vital for Ireland here to keep their composure. And, you know, the last couple of times that we went 1-0 down, we've seen a little bit of panicking. You know, don't be. Put your foot on the ball. Take your time. Don't force the passes into your strikers, you know, because, look, they're swarming them out. Great ball in here now. We see him do a reverse elastico, trying to find the space and snuffed out, but really, really good opening there. And this is positive moving forward. You know, I think the biggest thing is to be able to create these chances, Sater, and be able to actually work the ball forward so that we know that these guys are human. You know, they're not robotic. They're not machines. We can actually break these guys down and get a goal if we work it into the right areas. So very positive going forward. If we could get a goal, I could see us doing well in this game.
Doing well in this game indeed, but right now there's just that pressure is constantly mounting from Germany. They do get the good hands on it though. Van der Sar, that's my keeper, that's my OG. That's my United fanboy coming out. But Van der Sar, one of the best to ever do it. He's definitely up there alongside Schmeichel as well. And the guy's starting to get there, but he's missed a couple of big opportunities there to cement himself with some very scrappy play. But right now, scrappy play, it's coming from Ireland, sadly, and they're giving away possession quite easily.
Yeah, absolutely. Never mention De Gea in the same sentence as Schmeichel and Van der Sar ever again, please, say, or that is blasphemy.
He's getting there. He's getting there. Look, it's been a good couple of years with him.
I'm not having it. I'm not having it. What a ball! It's called the German ball for a reason. You're seeing it there. The Germans use the German ball. It is so effective, so hard to play against, and out of nowhere, in a position where you feel like the ball is safe, they cross it in to a free player who rattles it into the back of the net, and we find ourselves 2-0 down.
Where did that even come from?
Yeah, that's the German ball.
That was an orbital ball. That came from space. That just landed on his feet. That was absolutely insane. And I don't even know how do you stop that?
It's very difficult. You know, it's one of the in-game mechanics that you know, came to fruition through I believe it was a LAN event. It could have been an online event. And it was the Germans who done it. It was the Germans who done who brought it to FIFA first, who figured it out first. I believe. I'm open to be corrected on that. That's why it's called a German ball. But yeah, look, it's one of those things where you press L1, you send your player on a run, you hold the ball out wide, and you cross the ball to him. And the AI, it's the AI. The AI doesn't pick up the run, because it's made from such a deep area of the pitch. So it's essentially down to you to spot it, right stick change, and try and cover that run. And it's so difficult to do, especially when you're looking at everything else around you. So it's a very, very high elite part of the game, and kind of frowned upon, I'm not gonna lie, in the pro scene, but it has to be done sometimes. And I know it's not the usual kind of FIFA play where you pass it along the lines, you find the gaps, you create a bit of skill just to create the space. You know, it's more of a mechanic, in-game mechanic kind of manipulation, and that's kind of why it's kind of like not used 100 million times every game. But some people do, some people adopt that. And but yeah, that's kind of a little bit of background of what it is. It's so difficult to defend against, and if you can master it, it could be lethal, just like we've seen.
Yeah, the Germans have definitely mastered that one, and that took me by surprise almost immediately. That was incredible play from them. We see why they're so good, and when they're getting so many wins so far in the groups, and they look like a team to really keep an eye on throughout the entire tournament. They look like they'll be going through for sure, making it to that knockout stages and heading over to Qatar for that one. And how do you feel about the boys' chances here going into that, after seeing that the Germans look insurmountable?
Yeah, they look good. They look good. But we've had opportunities. We've had a couple of good spells of the game. You know, a German ball is a sucker punch at that stage of the game. To go 2-0 up, it's difficult. It's a difficult one to take because they didn't actually break you down, right? You look at FIFA and you say, okay, what was their goals like? Was it a cross? Was it a cutback? Did they get through me? Did they break me down? Were they better than me in the play? And let's call a spade here. The German ball isn't necessarily being better than someone. It's just kind of initiating the mechanics better for that play. So, you know, again, 2-0, we're still in this game. If we get a goal back, you know, all mentality and all momentum changes. So we just need a goal like we did in every other game.
Play this half 0-0. Just don't worry about the scoreline and try to get yourself on the board. That's all that really matters right now. But possession taken once again. We have to keep an eye out ourselves. We have the power of not actually having to play right now and worry. We have to keep an eye on that German ball, as you said, is something that we have to do.
Yeah.
And right now, Germany, they're comfortable. They can hold possession. They can take their time with their attacks, and they're not under any pressure to get an immediate goal. But Ireland, they need to get something going very, very quickly. Yeah,
absolutely. Good switch of play there. Trying to just open them up here. We look like we're attacking down the left-hand side a lot more than anywhere else now, trying to exploit the pace of Sadio Mane, as you see him on the ball right now. The lovely run through there, if we could find it. Really, really good here. Good build-up play. Can we find the feet of Mane there? No, he's not gone for it. He's being a bit more patient. I don't mind that. I don't mind being patient. We said it. That's what we wanted to see a little bit more of. You know, a bit of patient build-up, finding them gaps, which what we're seeing here with Mane. Ball roll scoop. Can we get the ball back into the middle? We can. Can we get the finish? And it's in. It's 2-1. There it is. That is the goal that we've been waiting for. The all-important goal to get us back in it. And that was fantastic play down the end line by Mane. Cut back into the striker. Composure. 2-1. Game on.
Come on, you boys in green. That's exactly what we wanted to see. One goal. The first goal we've seen from him, exactly just what we need, especially in a game like this against the top dogs. Taking a goal. Great morale. Great ability. Need to see more of that, though. We need one more to get it back to even. And then we can really have to put pressure on the top dogs. So brilliant stuff from Ireland. Great. The hesitancy, the caution, and the patience from them working out beautifully for them.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic, and nothing more than they deserve. You know, that all-important goal coming. Of course, we need another one. We can't sit on it. We can't rest on our laurels now. You know, we can't be happy that we just scored a fantastic goal. We have to go and get another one. We have to try and get something from this game. And I tell you what, it would be a fantastic end to the day, given the circumstances, if we can get something from this game against Germany.
Yeah, going up against Germany, the pressure, the tension has to alleviate just a little bit. But once you get that goal, it just disperses a little bit. Go, we can do this. You know, it's that feeling that like you have the opportunities. We see another opportunity, a little bit too much on it, sending the ball a little bit too far forward. But it's another opportunity. We just need a few more like that, and we'll be able to get something. We do have a pause being queued as well, so some changes will be coming through from both sides, I suggest. But it's only one goal in it now, and they just need to cut it out. That's a great little attack. Kind of put the dows out early, get the fire going for yourselves, and kind of put their one out as quickly as you can.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll take great confidence with that. Another ball into the middle, trying to catch out the defence. Well dealt with this time. And Ireland look like they have the bit between their teeth now, and they are going to go for this. We're seeing a pause from Ireland as well. Hopefully, we can get that in soon. Potentially change the tactics, and hopefully try and go to on the front foot and try and get that high press up so we can win the ball higher. Create more opportunities and try and get this all-important equaliser, as we see a lovely step over and a chip. Van der Sar read it, however, got away with that one. Lovely work by the Germans there to get that space, and could almost took another touch, I reckon, to try and get in closer, but opted for the chip, and well read by our boys in green. It is looking very, very bleak if we can't get something here, so we need to get a goal, and we're doing a fine job of creating chances and getting in behind the Germans. Can we get to work here around this area and try and create that opportunity? Can't this time. Wins the ball back high though. Nice. Ruud Hullet on the ball now. Can we find out the striker's feet? Working from side to side, looking for that gap in the middle that is being covered very well by the Germans. Can we do some work now on the sideline and try and get a ball across? Win the corner. That'll bring the pause, and all we can do is take a breath now.
Quick breath, as we do see a couple of changes being hovered and changed, and they're checking everything they can. What would you be pulling Diaby in for this one? Would you be trying to get more forwards in? And
yeah, potentially. You know, Diaby, Mane, they're the same type of player. You know, 99 pace, really good dribbling ability. You know, I think at this stage it's more got to do with the tactics. We need to get our players high up the pitch, high press. We have to go for it. We've nothing to lose now. We're at a stage where we're looking like we're going to come into the second day with 0 points on the board. You know, I'd rather win with 0 points, knowing that we've given it a good shot against the Germans, who are potentially the best in the group. So you know, it's time. It's do or die now. We have to go for it here, and we have to try and get that all-important second goal, and at least try and get a point from this game. So it's going to be a Grand Slam finish. 73 minutes gone. We got about 15 minutes of FIFA time to play. I think there's one last chance for it in this for us, like we've seen in all the other games. They just didn't pull off for us.
Yeah, one more opportunity could be sitting there for Ireland, and right now, our possession, our corner, time to work with here, and brings it out nice and wide out to the Ronaldinho area. But he too much on it. He had a little gap there, but couldn't find it. Bit of trickery doesn't work out for him, and close this one down fast. Don't let Germany get back into it. Nice interception there. Great work from the lads. Just brings it back out to the side. Have to make some space in the middle there. Back and forth, back and forth. They do find some space, and he just doesn't quite get past the light.
Yeah.
Oh, he holds on to it.
Yeah, really, really good defending there, and he is an absolute beast. His team of the season card. A couple of mil coins for a centre back is crazy at this stage of the game, but that's why he's there. That's what he does. The AI is so good on him, and almost defends himself, but very, very well read tackle. And I have to say though, Ireland, they look like they're on the front foot. They look the better team as well in this game. Yet again, they look the better team. We just don't have that end product to show for it as of yet, but there is still time. There is 10 minutes to go here. If we can get another goal, you know, if they score, if we score now, you know, you'd nearly be saying we could go and win this.
We could go and win this. There's still that opportunity, and we just need to see them get those attacks mounted. The foundation's rebuilt, but that's a bad possession take. That's not where we want to see them take it, but it's a slow one. They don't actually rush for it, and
yeah,
they give us a chance to get back into it. Oh,
Yeah, seeing that cross again is so effective, and they've almost mastered it. But again, the boys have taken notes from the second goal that they conceded. Hasn't worked for him since. So really good work for them. But we are seeing a little bit of desperate times now. We need to get this ball forward. Can we get it into our strikers? There it is. Oh, it's well defended again. We just need that tiny bit of luck just for that to go through the legs of the defender or to the side of the defender and try and get an opening. But yeah, Germany are going to try and keep the ball here as much as possible. They've given it away now, and it is us on the front foot now again. Ireland looking for this all-important equaliser. Can we get it? Can we see them get their first point of this tournament on the board going into tomorrow? Oh, it's a lovely heel. The ball rolling is in. Yes! It is 2-2. It is 2-2. And they have managed to break through this German defence to make it 2-2 in the dying stages. Ireland could be looking at their first point on the board. If they don't concede here, may get a chance.
Yes.
No, that is it. And ladies and gentlemen, our first point of the tournament, they have pulled it back from 2-0 down, looking dead in the water after that German ball. They've by far been the better team. They got the all-important goal to get them back into it, and we said it at the start. This game is never over till it's over. 2-0 down against the group leaders. Ireland showing that Irish fighting spirit. They bring it back. 1 point on the board going into tomorrow. Game on.
Yeah, and that's a massive one. That's absolutely. I'm over the moon right now because they were the team that everyone was scared about. Germans have been the best so far in it. They've beaten everyone else and looking comfortable while doing it, but they couldn't beat Ireland. They had to get only 1 point. That's them dropping 2 and us getting 1. I said at the start that there's some places you go to that you'd be happy with 1 point regardless, and going to the Germans and taking this one, massive for Ireland and massive going forward. I'm waiting for example to come in because he's going to be absolutely buzzing.
Off the post and in. We're just looking at the replays there, and I just want to point out as well that the Germans actually moved Van der Sar to that near post as well. They read that he was going to shoot into that near post rather than the far post, and I have to say, what if it reminiscent of Robbie Keane 2002 against the Germans? If anyone is old enough to remember. That all-important goal to send us through. And listen, absolutely fantastic. The boys show great spirit and great heart, and I tell you what, that's as good as a win. That is as points-wise, no, but mentality-wise and momentum-wise, that result, the way they did it, is as good as a win going into tomorrow. They're going to build on that. They're going to go to the lab. They're going to build on whatever performances they had against anyone else. They're going to right the wrongs. They're going to come back tomorrow refreshed, energetic, and ready to get through to these live finals.
Yeah, like we have. Well, I'll bring the standings up now so we can keep an eye on those, as the guys here are going to be more than ecstatic with that one. And yeah, we have to wait for the update to come through onto that one. But yeah, that's brilliant for us going into our second round. We'll wait for example to jump in. I say the lads are ecstatic with that one. They have to be absolutely delighted with that one.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it shows great spirit, and you know what? They deserve that in a couple of the games. You know, the Spanish game was the only game really that sticks out to me that they probably didn't deserve anything from. So, you know, looking at this now, Portugal could have nicked a draw maybe. Netherlands could have won it, in my opinion, even though we lost 1-0. I think we had a chance. I think we created enough chances. I think we were better than them, that we could have won that game. So very positive. I know we only have 1 point, but we're still there. We're still in the game. These boys now will take that as a massive confidence boost, being 2-0 down against the group leaders, coming back and fighting back to get that point. That was a well-earned point. So yeah, absolutely brilliant.
Sorry,
example.
I forgot to turn on my headset.
You forgot to turn on the headset. We can hear him. We can hear him.
I am here. Hello.
Yeah,
Delighted.
example. Talk to us.
So the game, obviously, very difficult game once again. The boys did very well. The 2 goals they got were gorgeous, and we do have a point on the board. We have goals on the board.
Yeah.
It's a good result to take into tomorrow. We still need something miraculous to happen. As far as I'm aware, Portugal are beating Spain, so they're going to be on 6 points.
Wow.
Which puts us 5 points off the pace. Which pretty much we need to beat Portugal. We need to beat Netherlands tomorrow to give us a real fighting chance, and then go into that last game against Germany with the same mentality we just did. And
yeah, that game's not over though. There's still 30 odd minutes left in that game as we pull it up on stream. But example, you must be very proud of the boys there in that game. You know, coming into the game against the group leaders, unbeaten, and us being the bottom of it, bottom of the table, going 2-0 down again in such fashion with the German ball as well. I believe. I don't know if was that actually a German ball or was it actually just a cross into his partner? I'm fairly sure it was a German ball, right?
Yeah, it was. So I was.
Yeah.
I always. I'm not. I don't have a hot mic when I'm in with the boys and I'm coaching them or helping them or whichever. I don't leave my mic on because I don't want to startle them or whatever in their brain. So I was watching it and I saw it and I was like, I really hope one.
Yeah.
And they didn't, but I did see it and. Unfortunately, it did end up in a goal. We did get the point out of the game in the end. But again, Germany, being current FEWC winner, Dylan Mike, who's won international titles across the last 4 installments of FIFA. So we just need to somehow get results tomorrow. I think we have to go in with the mentality of snatch and grab. Keep the game 0-0 for nearly as long as possible. Grab a goal when we can, and then defend like our lives depend on it.
That's what teams have been doing against us. Example, they've been getting an early goal and sitting on it, and just kind of seeing the game out, waiting for a counter attack. I think our looking at it from our side, I made a point of saying, we keep conceding goals early, and it's such a back foot, or it's so difficult to get back into the game then and try and get a stronghold on the game when we're chasing it. I feel like if we could stay in that game a little bit more, I know we're not aiming to go out and go 1-0 down, so it's a lot easier said than done, but surely there has to be kind of a mentality coming out of this, going back, looking at the goals we're conceding early and saying, right, okay, this is where we're going wrong in the early stages of the game. Are we able to cut this out, keep ourselves in the game? That's a penalty for Spain, by the way. As a penalty for Spain in the Portugal-Spain game. Now, this is massive in terms of groups for us, really, and how much pressure is on us to go through tomorrow. So, very important penalty here. Puts it away, 1-1. Yeah, very important, very big goal in the grand scheme of things, and you can see Portugal are very upset about that. They know how important this is going into tomorrow. They know Ireland have just picked up a point against Germany. They know we're right on their heels. They don't get this win and go 5 points ahead. So this is a massive game in terms of our future as well in this tournament. So a lot rides on this, and a draw isn't the end of the world, is it?
No, so as far as I'm aware, if Portugal draw this game, they are then on 4 points and we're on 1. If we beat Portugal tomorrow, if we beat them by 1 goal, head-to-head is then tied up, and it probably goes to goals 4, which would be we'd be 1 ahead of them. So that would put us ahead of Portugal. So that's a huge game. That's a huge game. Now, in the grand scheme of things, Portugal could now score against Spain in the last couple of minutes as well. But that's definitely a preferred performance or result for us. Which I'm glad. Thanks for telling me because I wasn't watching. But definitely taking the point off Germany. Very nice to see. The lads crawled back into it, and now we can kind of go off that performance going into tomorrow, and hopefully we can have a better day than today.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to say as well, just looking at the games, I feel like we weren't. The only game that stands out for me where we kind of probably got a little bit outplayed was Spain, right? And I think Netherlands, I thought we were the better team. I thought we controlled the game better. We just lacked a little bit of being able to find that killer pass at the end, that little bit of end product. And it was kind of similar throughout, very stubborn defenses, very good defensively, these teams. But I thought for the most part, in terms of actual play and taking a stronghold on the game, I feel like we were the better team in the majority of them games. I don't know if you'd agree with that, but I feel like the table doesn't actually resonate with how we've played, if that makes sense.
You're right. I agree. And in the games that were mentioned, so Spain probably outplayed us. They got the goal early, and once that happens, you're kind of chasing, especially in the best of 1. Against Netherlands, something could have got taken out of that game. There was a tactical change in the Netherlands game that we followed into the Germany game. So it's a positive change, obviously, because we feel like we should have got something out of the Netherlands. So the change of tactics helped in that regard, and then we got a decent result against Germany as well. So the plan is probably to go in with a similar standpoint on those tactical changes into tomorrow, and hopefully those tactical changes can also help us against the likes of Portugal, get the edge over them this time around. Even then, maybe get a point or 3 points against Spain. The lads are very good, and if it's the lads playing tomorrow, which I would predict that it will be, with the tactical changes, we definitely still have a shout. It just a few things have to go our way in the meantime. And
1-1 and.
Yeah, 1-1 finished over Spain, Portugal. So Portugal dropped there, and they're hanging their heads as well. They're very upset with themselves. They knew how big that was. They knew how big that game was. So they're very disappointed. Very disappointed, actually. They look distraught almost. that they're after dropping points there. So, you know, again, it shows as well the mentality example, right? We're coming out of that last game almost buzzing with the fact that we were probably dead and buried at 2-0 against these Germans who are so good. And we end up clawing it back and getting on the table, getting a point on the table. So we're going into tomorrow, again, like you said, with these tactical changes, which did work, by the way. We noticed it. You paused the game early as well, changed it up. Straight away, we started getting into the game a little bit more. So that's very positive to hear from a viewer and a supporter standpoint. You know, going into these games, knowing that you're going to go and do your homework, you're going to do some work on it, and you're going to come back bigger and better, or with some information about these guys and how they play as well. And then in Portugal's side, they're after dropping 3 points. They're essentially, or 2 points rather. They're after dropping 2 points, which could have been so big going into tomorrow. It was in their hands if they done that. You know, it's still in their hands, but if we beat them, we go ahead of them now.
Yeah, exactly that.
We essentially go on the same points, could go ahead of them depending on goal difference.
We would go ahead of them based off.
Is it head-to-head first and then goal difference?
And then it's is it goal difference or goals for? That's a good question. If it's goal difference, it's a little bit messed up for us. But
head-to-head is what we need to win.
Yeah. They already have one, so as far as I'm aware, we'll see. Anyway, there's plenty still other stuff.
It's in our hands. It's in our hands. Exactly. That's the main thing, you know.
A result against them is imperative. It's something that is probably very necessary for us to get any success out of tomorrow.
Is that our first game of the day tomorrow, or?
It is. Yeah, 4 o'clock on the dot.
Yeah, massive game tomorrow, absolutely. And listen, just give our congrats to the boys. They done absolutely brilliant. You know, not how they would have wanted it to go, but you have to say they done us absolutely proud, and they played phenomenal. Very unlucky.
They looked like the better team.
Yeah.
At every stage, at every match. Like Spain, they got outplayed a bit, but there was moments of pure brilliance from them. Then when it came to Netherlands, I think we should have been 4 goals up at one stage. We had some great opportunities, and it's just getting them into the back of the net. That's the thing. More opportunities, they eventually will fall.
Little bit of luck, you know. We've seen a little bit of luck go against us, you know, with a couple of bounce backs, and against Spain, especially in that first goal, and then a couple of things where we're trying to work the reverse elasticos and stuff like that, and they were just hitting off the knee of the defender. They just wouldn't come through. You know, another day that comes off, and we get a couple of goals. I have great faith going into tomorrow. I think the boys are going to get it done. And they could be very proud of themselves. I know it's difficult to take with the 1 point and, you know, a few losses, but listen, we're still there. It's in our hands. That's the main thing. And we march on into tomorrow together to get the job done.
Exactly. Thanks for joining this example and giving us the insights we kind of need to bring it forward. And we'll hopefully see you again tomorrow. If you're not playing yourself, we'll see what happens. And Danny, thanks again for jumping in. Don't worry about being late. That happens. Yeah. But we'll be back tomorrow.
I'll try find grass a little bit earlier tomorrow.
Yeah, a little bit earlier. Yeah. I'll get you a Google map and we'll try to get that sorted. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow at 4 o'clock. We'll jump in a little bit earlier, get a little bit of a pre-show, and we'll try to break down exactly how it'll happen. But Ireland, they showed some great stuff. We expect great stuff from